I got this exact question 3 days ago in an interview. What would you tell yourself if you could talk to yourself before you were a pro about what you need to do? All right. And so he asked this question to a number of players. The response, love yourself, dream big, work hard. Oh my God, you're gonna do it. It's gonna be okay. Like all that stuff that's real. You have to care about yourself. You do. I believe that stuff. That's all also good. It's not helpful though. That's not going to help me. That's just a pat on the back. Oh, it's okay. That's not going to help you. What would actually help? And I sat, before I answer this, I sat for a second. I didn't respond then. Once I gave the answer and put it in, I started to think and doubt myself a little bit like, did that make sense? I asked the three players, so we have one player. I asked a player playing in La Liga, I asked a player playing in Bundesliga, and one who's playing currently in the EPL. The reason, these are the guys that we're going to be speaking to, obviously, for GOLUREMI'S Nation. It's our members-only group, so there should be a link right down below. The only way you can get access to those interviews, obviously, is by joining. And the only thing that I could actually come up with was, the only thing that I would have wanted back then is a map. Now, what do I mean exactly by a map? Well, because there is such uncertainty in what you are going to do, the best thing that you could ever have is to know for 100% that what you're doing will work. That's the only thing you could ever ask for. It's like being in a time machine, right? And so if I were to give advice to my former self, the thing that I would have to know is everything that you thought was going to be good, was it good? If you could know that then, you'd have, what would you worry about? You'd worry about nothing, right? And what would I tell myself? What would that map look like? You have to train twice a day. Here's the very first thing. So this is for anybody who is wanting to take something out of this immediately. You have to train twice a day. What does that mean exactly? You don't need to run 20 miles a day. You don't need to work 6 hours. None of that. You need to do none of that. You need to train twice a day. And training twice a day includes your body and your mind. All right? And maybe your body and the field and then your mind. All right? Some of these days you're going to train 3 times a day. Some of these days you're going to train all day because you're going to watch football the entire day. Okay? Training twice a day means what it looked like for me is that I would train my body in the morning. No weights. Giant majority of the time, I didn't start using weights until I was already a pro. All right? So no weights, push-ups, sit-ups, explosive work. Guys, we have tons of videos on all this stuff and what you can actually do. All these workouts, they're all body weight stuff. It's all still stuff that we still do. It's stuff that trainers have ingrained in us. And so please have a look at the link down below or if we put some stuff up here. All right? The next is that you have to work on your technique and your technical ability every day. Whether or not you feel like it or not, you have to do these 2 things. You'll realize that you'll take a break. Do it 6 out of 7 days, you're fine, okay? You're going to have times where you do it straight for 3 weeks, and that's great. And then you're going to take a little 3-4 days off, give yourself a breather, stuff like that. That's what it looks like. I don't say that you do it, you're going to do this and for the rest of your life, you're never going to ever take any breaks. No. It has to be the default setting on you. Click, right? Boom. This is my default setting. I train twice a day. Unless, the earth is ending, okay? That's the very first part of the map. The very next point on your map that you would want to reach is that you have to have the winner's mentality. What is a winner's mentality? It means we try to win everything in training. When you're alone, when you're thinking about it. You have to have this view of the world where you look at the world through winner's eyes and how you can get better all the time. And you have to always in training try to win. You're trying to do a juggle, you're trying to win. All right? It's not that you want to compete against other people. You are competing to get the mentality into your mind, into your soul. If you can do that, you are free from anything and everything all the time. Follow me on this, all right? If you can achieve a mentality where it doesn't matter what the score is, that you're always trying to win and get better, even if it says 10-1 on the score, there's just no way that you won't stumble onto greatness or you won't stumble onto winning. It's inevitable, right? So if you can pick that up, then it doesn't matter what knocks come, what people come and say this, you can't do this, or you won't do this, or you had a bad game here and you did that and all this stuff. None of it will matter. None of it. I'm guaranteeing you 100%, if you take this mentality, if you do the training right there, like we've talked about, you will inevitably stumble on to greatness. And the very last part of the map is that you have to know that you are not searching for anything outside of yourself, outside of your mind. There is no external person or thing that is going to validate your journey or what you are capable of. This point alone is worth so much that I wish I could make just videos on this to drill this into people's heads. Alas, we live in TikTok age, and so many people have already clicked off to watch girls shake their ass and see some guy smash cake into his face. And I have no idea what else is going on TikTok. We have a TikTok, by the way. You're not going to see any of that stuff there. You're going to see me speaking in a bunch of different languages, or you're going to see cool breakdowns on GOLUREMI Nation TikTok, where we talk about stuff like this and also have fun. So check that out if you want to feed your mind something useful. Everyone who tells you something about you has not lived a single day in your life. They are filtering all of the stuff that they get through their own nonsense and through their own eyes and through their own bullshit. It's all bullshit. They all come up to you and they'll say, you can't do that. You're not that type of player, right? You shouldn't try this. You shouldn't do that. You got to do this. Do this one thing, right? It's all from their perspective. Players are dead at 30. You won't be able to do this. You know, you're a defender now. You should have been a goalkeeper. All this, whatever it is, guys, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't have to give you any examples. You know who I'm talking about. You know the type of people, and you know exactly the sentences that they say. And if you make the mistake of believing them, then you'll say they were right. I couldn't have done that. I couldn't go to college to do this. I couldn't play here. I couldn't do that. You'll believe them. And if you wake up one day and realize that they are talking out of their ass, they have no idea what they're saying, you'll wake up and you'll feel that everyone who's saying stuff, even the good, you're the greatest player ever. Oh my God, you're so good. You're the greatest. This, all them too. They don't know what they're talking about either. All right. The only person who knows exactly what you can do is you. And that depends on what you believe. And it doesn't matter if you have no esoteric thoughts or ideas on whether the law of attraction works or all this stuff. What you believe about yourself is more or less what you will create in your world. And so if you are doing this, if you're just trying to get better, if you're trying to do whatever it is in your life, the reason you're doing it is probably there is some faint hope that you are good enough to do it. So believe that rather than everyone and anyone else who says all this stuff. I'm telling you, the amount of nonsense, it never ends. That's just another thing that I would definitely say that I didn't say in my answers. It never ends. It just goes on to the next person. First an agent's telling you, then a coach is telling you this, then the fans are going to tell you this, then this person's going to tell you, then it's somebody in your family or whatever it is. Just nonsense. It's all nonsense. That's the vid. There was no plan for this. There's no outro. This is the outro right here. Just we as a company here at GOLUREMI, what we can guarantee is that if you take and implement any of these things and then look back 5 years after you've got these things ingrained in your life and made them habits, you will know that it is 100% correct. Everything that we said is 100% correct. We're not asking you to believe us. I'm not saying just to take it on faith. I'm saying if you incorporate this and then you actually take the experience, make it your own, you will see that everything we have said here is 100% correct. So it's up to you, obviously, to change your life. That's what we want here, is for everyone to have the best chance at being a good player, a good person, doing the most in their life. That's what our podcasts are about. So if you haven't checked out our podcast, if you're still watching this, we guarantee you that you will enjoy our podcasts, all right, on 11th Commandment, of which we have 2. They come out every Friday and Monday. I guarantee you, if you are still watching this video, you will enjoy those. All right, so go check that out. The link is right down below. We will see you guys later. Peace.